All right, it looks like I'm 18 days in and took a small second dose on the 23rd of December 2020, which equals a little over 1 notch. Each notch is equal to a 50-pound horse dose. Concentrations of this main ingredient is 2 times as much as a human prescribed dose. This is why I consumed less than half of what is directed for a horse. I have always had allergies, and they have gotten worse since May 2020. I made a couple of videos off this experience, and I will put the links below. For these reasons, I went with less than half the suggested intake of the equine dose. That's equine for horse. I also went with taking half a 200 milligram ibuprofen just in case there was an immune or inflammatory reaction. I did feel odd with the first initial dose on the 8th of December 2020. Maybe a slight dizziness, which can be a side effect. My last checkup suggested a lower than normal diastolic heart rate, so I strongly advise against this if you have any pre-existing conditions. I think it was diastolic, or was it systolic? The number that's on the bottom. My second intake of this on the 23rd of December was the same amount and no side effects were noted. That's the 23rd of December 2020. Hospital recommendations suggest a second dose only if symptoms persist, a fact that I found out later. I thought it was standard to take 2 doses in a 7-day period. Horse applications usually consist of 1 dose and follow-up doses if parasites are suspected after 3 to 4 months. I would not take this again for 4 months. The measured dose would not change, a once-and-done approach. 3 to 4 month time between second consumed application. This is my video diary of this experience and is no way medical advice. This is simply what I would do if I were to do it again, or what I may do in the future. Since my first intake of this paste in the described amount, my joint pain has reduced while at work. I did feel slow at first during the first couple days that followed my first initial intake of this paste. I've been thrown into a 68-hour work week with a temp agency, and am just thankful for the work for now. It was painful at times, the joint pain, before this application, and I am not dealing with so much stomach issues that I've had in the past. Remember, we last had possible symptoms of a possible and serious inflammatory disorder in May 2020. We tested negative twice, and it is my opinion that it is the disorder more than the virus that has caused us issues. We may have been carriers, meaning we may have had a low viral load, but any amount of virus would be enough to create immune disorders in certain people, given the right conditions. The worst of the inflammatory disorders were already gone before I consumed this paste on the 8th of December, and I would advise extreme caution for anyone that would attempt to try this with a positive test for COVID. An allergic reaction to this is real in the COVID disease, and its disorder causes real bad allergic reactions. I'm certain that I had a slight allergic reaction and am glad I went low on the initial intake of this paste. Again, this is my video diary. We are sleeping better, durations of exercise are less painful, and not followed by lasting joint pain directly after exercise. No way is this medical advice. I strongly suggest against this, as your actions in consuming this would be declaring war, a passive declaration of war against big pharmaceutical companies and those that get rich off them.